Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Toledo Rotary on April 11th. And after a cold day, we're back to spring, I think, again for another couple days. And then we're in Toledo, so it'll change again. If you got cell phones out, please turn them off. And we're going to get started. I hope you like my outfit. It's really nice in the back. So, it's good if you're on a bike. I would like to have Butch Krieger. He's up here and he's going to deliver an invocation, and followed by Gary Murphy, who will lead us in the pledge. Please stand.
Let's pray. Lord, as we gather today under the Rotary banner, we thank you for your good food and the good fellowship we enjoy. We want to certainly lift up the Ukraine people today and the situation there, and pray for both Russia and for Ukraine for some resolve. Today we also appeal to you to heal our country. Cause us to again become one nation under God, indivisible, with justice and liberty for all. In thy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Butch, and thanks, Murph. Murph, don't get too comfortable. You're going to be back up here again before you know it. I would like to thank our sponsor, our monthly sponsor, Brightview Health, and thanks, Rotarian Jean Dries. Do we have any visiting Rotarians or guests today? And I would like to start, Gloria Box, our speaker's wife. Stand up, Gloria.
All right, hi everyone. Just wanted to introduce the guest I have today. Her name is Tamara Janatowski, and she's with the Ohio and Michigan Paper Company, local company that's over 150 years old. And she's also an Ottawa Hills parent, and her son Thomas is a great kid in our school district. So, welcome, Tamara.
Thank you.
Tamara. Anyone else? All right, if I could get you to please stand, we are going to recite the four-way test. Is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you. You can sit. And Murph, you're back. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just wanted to thank you all for the contributions you made to the annual campaign. We are very close to our target, and I would like to exceed our target. To that end, I have found another anonymous donor who is willing to match any gift we have, $5 and up, from January 1st through June 30th. So I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but we can spread the word, please. Anybody who hasn't given, or even if you have, another $5 will make 10. So I thank you very much.
Great job, everybody. And keep the donations coming in. While you're doing that, don't forget, I take donations for my Mesa ride. Cindy, would you like to make a quick announcement, please? She says it's really quick.
Hi, everybody. As most of you know and participated, we participated in a district grant for Ukraine, and a lot of the area clubs got together because an anonymous donor gave us a $10,000 or $50,000 match. So we are trying to raise the money to get there. Our club has put forth $10,000, and it made it through the whole grant process in just a couple weeks. So I appreciate everybody's time that they took to kind of speed that along. And we will be cutting a check on the 15th from the Greater Toledo Foundation, and it will go to the Rotary Disaster Relief Fund. So thank you, everybody, for that.
And thanks for all your support, everybody. Thanks, Cindy. I would like to have all the volunteers that helped at the food pack this weekend, please stand. We had a lot of club members there. And a lot more than our standing. I thought we had some pictures. I think they're coming up. I was too quick. They said at the first break, we started around 8 or 8:30. At the first break, around a little after 9 or 9:30, they said we'd already hit 35,000 meals. So I don't know how many we ended up with. It had to be at least 50,000, I'm guessing.
I think I heard
70,000, Cindy says. So, seeing that picture, see Jackie's there, and Gloria, you're behind there, our guest. Up in the front there is Brenda Mahalski, who's Waterville's president, and Janina's there. And our speaker, Randy's way at the end of that table. All right. Reminder, the district car raffle, still looking for tickets to get tickets sold. The drawing's going to be at the district conference, and it's $100 a ticket, and I know there's discounts for multiples. Can't remember what those are, and they're not on the slide, so I don't know. Price of gas is coming down, but electrics might still be a good deal. Camp Mayaconda tomorrow, the Glendale Fieldbach trip. Anybody here signed up for that? There's a few of you. Sorry, I couldn't make it. I have another commitment, but it's really rewarding to go out with those kids and show them around and just to interact with people that really look forward to having an adult that will actually pay attention to them and show them around, show them some activities. So, and we have St. John's High School, or St. Francis High School, right, Father? How many kids you got coming?
I don't know, 45.
45. So they're always a really good help. So thank you for that. Mesa Bike Tour. Randy will probably talk a little bit more about that, but in honor of that, I like to ride. I have a good connection as being past Mesa chair, so I will probably dress up in this a few more times this spring. And they're coming through Toledo on June 20th. So we're going to have Rotary on the road at Middle Grounds Metro Park. Usually at this point, I have somebody come up to introduce our speaker, but that's me today. So, Randy Box is the bike tour, Mesa Bike Tour chairman, and he has been for several years. I've known Randy a long time. I've ridden with him. He rides a lot faster and a lot longer than I do. I think he's got a better bike, but and he dresses up in these things too. Randy's a retired pharmacist. He's past president of Liberty Center Club from I don't even know what year. I think I was born then. And so Randy is, next year, he's going to be president of the Waterville Club. So he's giving up the bike tour chair title. And today he's going to go through some of the history of Mesa, what Mesa does, how it was formed, how donations are made, and he'll talk about the bike tour a little. So welcome Randy, please.
I'll get started while they find the first slide for us. But first, thank you for inviting me here. And you're always welcome. If you can't make it at noon, come out at 6 o'clock at Waterville at Sean's. You can join us for Rotary there. And today I want to start out with a little history of Mesa, where it started from. And it started way back, the idea started back in 1981. So actually, this is our 40th anniversary for Mesa. Mesa stands for Medical Equipment and Supplies Abroad. It's a 501(c) organization, and it's our international project for District 6600. This is your project. You are a part of Mesa. So it's not foreign, it's you. But I'm going to highlight just a little bit of history before I get into my slide presentation. In 1981, during training for District Governor of then Rotary District 660, that's before we became 6600, past District Governor Bob Cook II met another District Governor-elect, Abdul Khan, from Karachi, Pakistan. At that time, Pakistan needed help caring for Afghan refugees. Does this sound familiar? District Governor-elect Bob promised District Governor-elect Khan that he would see if Rotary District 660 could help by shipping an ambulance and medical x-ray equipment to Rotarians in Pakistan. Shipping this aid to Pakistan eventually proved unfeasible, but as District Governor Bob Cook II made his visits to other district Rotary clubs and describing the project, he discovered that someone in nearly every club knew of valuable medical equipment setting unused in storage areas of local hospitals and clinics. Toledo Rotarian, hear that? Dr. Jim Diller was invited to present a program on Guatemala missions at a meeting of the Waterville Rotary Club. We made full circle back from Toledo to Waterville. Waterville Rotarian Fred Dieter learned about the great need in Guatemala for medical equipment and supplies. As owner of Dieter Materials and Handling, Fred Dieter was an expert in packaging and shipping delicate instruments and proposed that shipping medical aid to Guatemala would be a worthy project for Rotary. This led Dieter to found International Service of Hope, ISOH, which prepared Mesa's earliest shipments abroad. Bob Cook II appointed a committee to study the proposal and to gather unused medical equipment and supplies from around the district and ship it to needy hospitals and clinics in Central America. Norman Maxon of Van Wert recommended the formation of Medical Equipment and Supplies Abroad. The acronym MESA was adopted, and its stated goal was to promote world peace and understanding by providing medical equipment and supplies to areas outside the United States determined to have a great need and delivering said equipment and supplies at minimal cost. So I promise I'm done reading. I will get on with the fun part of the show. This is Gary Newton. He's the chairman of our steering committee from the St. Mary's Rotary Club, past district governor. He's our leader. And here's some photos of projects that Mesa has been involved with. We send medical equipment to a hospital or clinic that is in desperate need. And here is a container as it approaches the warehouse, and when a container arrives, we have 2 hours to fill it. And then we pay extra on it. So everything's palletized, which you will see. And here is, we fill it to the brim. There are no voids in a container. If there's a gap, we fill it with crutches, wheelchairs, anything, any kind of supplies, clothing. We can use 10,000 pounds of clothing for padding to protect shipments. So if you have a rummage sale and you have extra clothing, we use it, and then once it gets to its destination, it's donated. We operate rotary to rotary. We don't just dump it. There's a Rotary Club on the other end that agrees to receive it. Here's a previous shipment of an ambulance. That was Lynn Childs from the Finley Rotary Club with the child. But the countries on this map show where we've made shipments. We do make a lot to Central America because it's closer and the shipping costs are less. So there's many to Central America. What do we need? Low-tech items such as crank-type hospital beds. They're harder and harder to find now. We found a nursing home in Lorain County that was out of business and, I don't know, several floors, and we had to carry beds down and get them out. It was quite a job. Sphygmomanometers, that's a blood pressure cuff, anesthesia machines, dental hand instruments, stainless steel instruments. Many times we have a surgery and they open up a group of items that they're used in surgery, and they only use one item out of that. We can reuse it, what's left. It usually gets thrown away. So if you have a contact in the hospital, we can use it. Don't throw it away. Exam tables, dental chairs. Dental chairs are really heavy. You know, they're not fastened down to the floor. Gravity holds them there. I've moved them. Rubber gloves, hospital gowns, beds, linens, mattresses, privacy screens. I went to a nursing home and got privacy screens because sometimes we operate in street side clinics and they have no privacy. These women or children or adults, whatever, they come and are seen by the doctor, but without a privacy screen, they've lost their dignity. So we can use many different things. Other humanitarian needs are books in English, computers, educational software, clothing, I mentioned that, shoes, used furniture, toothbrushes, baby receiving blankets. One time we went and we found that newborn babies were being sent home in newspaper because they had no blankets to send them home with. And that led to a Rotary project where blankets were made, receiving blankets to send newborn babies home. Paper writing materials, wheelchairs, and crutches. We get a lot of wheelchairs and crutches. We can use them though. Equipment must be in working order. The supplies not expired. We really need the manuals with donated equipment. And if you can deliver it to the Mesa warehouse, that's even better. No perishables. This means we don't take liquid items because the warehouse sometimes freezes, so that wouldn't be a good thing. We get items from the Ability Center here in Toledo. They have things beyond what they can use. So, this is our warehouse. It's located at 1370 North Main in Fostoria, Ohio. We've operated out of other places, and before we had the warehouse, which we acquired, I'm going to say in 2015, that's pretty close. We were leasing space at $1,000 a month, and we had a generous Rotarian front money for us, and we paid it back month by month as we could get donations. And instead of paying $1,000 for lease space, we paid off the loan. And in November of 2018, I want to say it was paid off. We had a note burning ceremony in 2019, had a little party out there with hot dogs and picnic type, and it's now your warehouse. It's one of 2 Rotary warehouses in the United States, if I'm correct. We're unique. We have a special opportunity and a chance to help those around the world. This is the main overhead door. It's located in Seneca County. It has 16,000 square foot of space, warehouse space. It's over 23,000 total space. It has office, restrooms, and That's the overhead view. This is the inside. This is the inside before we filled it up. If you have been there recently, it's full. This is a meeting room. They took out a divider between two rooms. We have a large area that we can have a meeting. Today is the Mesa Steering Committee meeting at 4:30, but it's by Zoom yet. We hope to have quarterly meetings in person, but Zoom tended to work because it cut down a lot of travel time. And here is the warehouse with items staged ready for a shipment, and that's our loading dock. This building had no loading dock when we bought it, and I don't know what you'd pay for a 23,000 square foot building now, but we got it at a sheriff's sale for around 70,000 and did some upgrades to it, but it was a bargain. And we had no loading dock, so we had to contact a company in Canada that makes those loading docks, and the price was $16,500. And as soon as we found out that the company was owned by a Rotarian, the price became $12,500. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to have connections. When the truck came with a loading dock, the driver said to us, "We have your loading dock. Where do you want us to load it on your, where's your loading dock so we can unload your loading dock?" And we said, if we had a loading dock, we wouldn't have bought one. So it was unloaded at another facility. Here's how we stage an order. Everything's on a pallet and shrink wrap sometimes, because we have to load it fast. In 2 hours we have, and we're really good with the tow motor. This is a shipment to Tegucigalpa, Honduras. And as I said before, Rotarians receive it on the other end. And there they are unloading it. And there's a stack of hospital beds, the crank style. Here's a container that's going to go to Mongolia, near the Russian border. The container arrives at the capital, Ulaanbaatar, and then it's shipped by truck to various sites where the shipment is going to be separated. And here's one of our wheelchairs that's being used. Hospital beds, manual crank type, are used because sometimes they have different electric and some have no electricity or erratic electricity. Here's a Buckeye baby. They've made it all the way to Mongolia. Okay, this is tells about Resource Centers International. Mel Honing from Sylvania Rotary. He might have given us a talk here about his operation, but he's set up over 100 learning centers mainly in Belize. The children at home speak a Indian dialect. School is in English, so they need to have the command of the English language or they can't learn. So this is his job. Kent Eiler, the man in the blue shirt there, is our IT person in Elyria, Ohio. He takes used computers and cleans the old software and reloads educational software. And then we ship everything to Belize, and once it's there, then Mel takes this team down there and sets them up. We don't just dump them and let them willy-nilly handle the equipment. We set it up and make sure it works. We take extra equipment along in case something fails, we can make it work. And they're setting up a classroom right here, as we see. That's Kent in the blue again. And the children enjoying the learning process. Tomorrow we are going to be in Defiance. Their high school from 1918 has abandoned for several years. They have a new high school, and they've offered to us anything that we can use out of it. Tables, chairs, whiteboards, VHS projectors, you name it, we can have it. So we're going to be there tomorrow morning loading that with a Mesa truck. How is Mesa supported? Voluntary dues of $6 per member generates about $16,000, maybe not quite that, depending on how many members we have. And then the rest comes from the Mesa bike ride, and that's where I fit into the picture, I guess. That's my area of contribution. Miscellaneous around $10,000 to $20,000. Income ranges up to $85,000 or more. It takes that much or more to run Mesa now. Here's the kids in the classroom. Oh, I'm going backwards. I'm sorry. Hit the wrong button. And where does it go? Shipping, depending on how many shipments we have, is $30,000 to $50,000. Operating costs for the warehouse is $12,000. Payroll for our director, Scott, is $24,000, and miscellaneous expenses, $10,000 to $15,000. So if you add that up, we got a lot of money it takes to run the place. It just doesn't happen automatically. But here's the bike tour. We are going to be in Toledo this year on the 20th at the Middle Grounds, and the bikers will tell their story. I hope we have time to tell them let them tell their story. That's the main thing. The why. We know what we do. Mesa delivers medical equipment around the world, but why is because of helping people and children and adults in need. How can you help? If you're a Rotarian, you are automatically a member of Mesa. Everyone here is a member of Mesa. You can attend a meeting. Today at 4:30, we're going to be Zooming our meeting, steering committee meeting. You are Mesa. You could have a meeting at our warehouse, or you could have a work detail at the warehouse. We need sorters. It can be your international service project, or you can write a check. Bob will take that. Remember, you are Mesa. Without your help, Mesa doesn't exist. Please tell the Mesa story. And I found out that this morning a container is being loaded to go to the Ukraine, and it's going to be airlifted there. So we'll hear more about it at 4:30, I guess. How am I doing on time?
You got time.
I still got some time? Okay. I want to tell the why, a little bit of why, from the bike tour aspect. And a couple of our bike tour people, this is Mike Tansey's shirt. Mike Tansey was a biker that joined us. Mike was a big man. I'll put it that way. He was, let's say he was overweight. He's from the Sylvania Rotary Club. He had a heart of gold. He worked for GTE as an IT person. Mike rode about 2 days and he had to drop out because he just couldn't go. But he was committed to Mesa and the purpose of Mesa. So Mike went to his doctor and said, "What can I do?" And he went on a diet, he and his wife, and he came back the next year, and we didn't recognize him. He had lost 100 pounds. And Mike is, and his family has contributed a lot of money to Mesa because the year following that, he suffered with cancer and passed just before our bike ride. But we had a memorial ride for him, and that's where the jersey's from. It still has the rotary wheel, and that's one of our riders that won't be with us, but he's with us in heart and soul of every other rider. I just brought a prosthesis from a man who had lost his leg in a railroading accident, and we get equipment like this and supplies, and these are fitted on people that need them. So we take a lot of varied items. So I thought I'd bring my foot along. I'm going to mention one more rider, Tim Browd. He's a non-Rotarian, but he's been committed to Ride the Ride. And he was friends with a Rotarian from Sylvania. And Tim suffered from cancer. He had a growth removed from his abdomen. And subsequent to that surgery, or after that, he lost the use of his upper leg. His lower leg, he had no use of it. He might have had 30% on one leg. So he rides the ride. He will be riding this year basically with one leg. If Tim can ride the ride, you can ride the ride. So I did bring some registration forms to sign up for those of you who are going to join us on the ride, and flyers about the ride that tells where we're going to stop. We are, due to generosity of the Toledo Metro Parks, we are going to stay in the Canale tree houses on Monday night after we're here at the middle grounds. We have the whole village reserved. They reserve it for nonprofits on Monday and Tuesday, and I signed up for us last summer to get that reservation. We are going to be hosted by Perrysburg Rotary at a hotel in Perrysburg, and we're going to be at their Rotary Park there on Fort Meigs Road Sunday evening. We will be visiting with Rob Crane out near Cecil, Ohio, at a Rotary project where Rotary planted trees out there, 3 or 4 years ago? And we're going to see a Rotary project there en route. So I try to stop along the route at different Rotary projects to share what you're doing with people from other places in our district. So that's what the ride's going to be. We're going to start and end at the Mesa Warehouse in Fostoria, so people can see that also. I think I'm ready for some questions. Is that all right? Yeah. Yes.
We have some friends who have been in communication with people in Ukraine, and they've requested medical equipment, especially for pediatric braces and things for orthopedics. A number of people gathered instruments.
Okay.
Can they take them, or can you accept them in this act that's going?
This shipment's going this morning. It's probably on the way, but we'll find out today more about that, and I'm sure that we would be able to, if they're going to do another shipment, we'd be glad to add that to it and see that it gets there. Our heart goes out to those people in the Ukraine. If we can do anything, it'd be wonderful. So we're going to try. Yes?
Are we connected with hospitals that discard old equipment?
How are we? You as a Rotarian, if you have a connection with a hospital administrator, you can tell them about Mesa. And then the Mesa website has a phone number, or you can use my phone number, and we'll make connections, and we'll bring the Mesa truck to you and pick it up if there's a large amount. If it's a small amount, if you can take it there, that's fine. But we will have the Mesa truck
Luckily, I'm not
Oh, yeah.
connected to any hospital, but the question if M.E.S.A can connect with hospitals and get them to donate.
Yes, yeah, we do have people in individual clubs that do try to make contacts, and I've done that too. And um, I was doing the same thing, giving a talk about M.E.S.A in Norwalk in about 2019. And every time I go to a club, I tell them what we need. If we have something that we can use, because somebody in the audience may be able to provide it for us. So in Norwalk, I told them we need a new truck. I need another truck. We had this little box truck and it had no lift gate on it, and that's all we had. So the president, John Schultz, said, I work for a nonprofit called CLS. We do shredding of documents. We hire the handicapped, and we just got a new truck, and we have this extra truck we don't need, and we're going to sell it. And I said, well, how much is it worth, or how much is it going to cost us? And he said, $15,000 is what we think it's worth. So a month or 6 weeks later, we were on the bike tour in Norwalk, and I spoke to John again. I said, John, have you talked to anybody in M.E.S.A about your truck? And he said, no, but we did get an estimate of what it's really worth for trade-in value, and they'll give us about $5,000. And I said, well, what's it going to take to get it purchased? And he said, we'll take $5,000. I said, we'll be over and take a look at it. So Gary Davis from the warehouse, Jerry Peacock, Scott Salyers, and myself went over in June after the bike ride in 2019, I think. I hope I have the right year. It doesn't matter. But we were there in June, and a day that it rained 3 inches. It was a total deluge, and we tried out the truck and we drove it. It's an automatic. It's an international diesel with, it's got miles on it, but it was well maintained, and we bought it. And somebody donated new tires for it. Somebody donated the shrink wrap that has a M.E.S.A logo on it and Rotary emblems on it, and it's on the road. Sometimes they put a couple thousand miles a week sometimes when they're out picking up equipment. So just by asking, you might receive something. I'm going to ask again today because somebody might be able to help us out. The M.E.S.A warehouse is an old foundry. It operates on 440 electrical, has transformers in there, and they're humming all the time. Whether we turn a light switch on or not, the bill is around $400 to run the electricity. It needs to be rewired to more conventional electrical system and updated lighting, LEDs and that type of thing. So that is it would be a cost savings to M.E.S.A, to Rotary. And we could do more shipping if we didn't have to pay it in an electrical bill. We had, I'll get you, Murph, we had a gas bill that they were charging us a higher rate, a commercial rate, and we got it reduced to a residential rate and saved us money there. So we're always trying to save money. Murph, you got a question?
I have loaded half a dozen bench chairs on the old truck. It's no fun. Why don't you tell us how much it costs to send the truck out?
Well, the big truck that we have now is diesel, and it's
I didn't mean that. I meant the van.
oh, the containers. Okay. Well, we used to say 3,000 to 4,000, but with the shipping costs have gone astronomical. And we got one to, where was the last shipment in the Caribbean, where they paid the cost. I think it was like 17,000, but they stood behind the cost. They said that the Rotary Club down there was going to pay that. We're also shipping now to Paraguay. It's a country that's isolated geographically, so that's new to us too. So we're doing a lot of things. We're open to needs in the world. Anybody have another one?
Might tell them they don't have to go on the whole ride.
Oh yeah, if you want to ride the bike tour, if you want to ride one day, we'll take that. You know, some people have a weekend where they can get a Sunday off and they can ride Maybe they could ride from Fostoria over to Perrysburg, and that's be a one-day trip. And we'll take whatever you can give us. If you can ride 2 days, 3 days, you don't have to ride the whole thing, but. Yeah, that's going to be a great experience. Some clubs take us home with them, home visits or home overnights, like a bed and breakfast, and that is great because we can tell the Rotary story. We can interact at the table with Rotarians and tell what's going on, what we need, what our hopes and dreams are for the future. Thanks, Val.
Randy, in appreciation for giving us this talk today and telling people what Mesa really is, we'd like to present you with this book, Historical Tales of Toledo by past President Clint Mock. So if you haven't seen one, it's a good read.
I love history.
And we also would like to make a donation to Polio Plus Fund in your name.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
I've got my Rotary pen, Polio Plus pen on today.
I also have one quick story since I have time. I was talking to one of our past presidents at a party one night, and I said, our forklift at the Mesa warehouse is on its last legs and it's not working and we need to figure something out. And this Rotarian happens to be in the business of forklifts. And he said, you know what I'll do? I will lease you a forklift. I will do all the maintenance and there's no cost to the lease. That was Tom Backoff. And we still have that forklift and we still haven't paid a dime as far as I know. So donations are very good. Saves a lot. So thanks again, Randy. Bike tour, don't forget, couple days, a day. I will ride at least a day or so the day that it's coming here, and that's a Monday. So if you take off half a day of work, you can ride from Perrysburg here. Or if you take the other half, you can ride from here to Sidecut Park. And by here, I mean the middle grounds. And then if you want to take another 10-mile trip, head from Sidecut Park up to the tree houses. And if you do a couple days, you can get a free night at the tree houses. So that might be interesting. I would like Chuck Mann to please come up and give us a quick chuckle. It doesn't have to be quick.
Oh, listen to that. He said he has a leg up on me. John Madden was born on April 10th, 1936. Although Madden became known as an analyst and broadcaster for NFL games on CBS, Fox, and NBC and ABC, he began his career as a coach for the Oakland Raiders, and in 1977 became the youngest NFL coach to win a Super Bowl. Madden capitalized on his celebrity by appearing in several commercials over the years and was famous for his homespun quotes. Here are a few. "You know what your mistake was," Madden said, turning to producer Fred Gardelli. "You sent a skinny guy to get food. Skinny guys don't care about food. If a team puts points on the board, if this team doesn't put points on the board, I don't see how they can win. The fewer rules a coach has, the fewer rules there are for players to break. Self-praise is for losers. Be a winner. Stand for something. Always have class and be humble. If the quarterback throws the ball in the end zone and the receiver catches it, that is a touchdown. I've always said winning is the great deodorant. Conversely, if you have a bad record, everything stinks. The defense should be expecting a pass or run here. The road to Easy Street goes through the sewer. At the end of the game, the team with the most points on the board is going to win. And this one, don't worry about the horse being blind, just load the wagon. I have no idea what that means.
Thanks, Chuck. Just as a reminder, next week, holiday weekend, April 18th, we will not have a meeting. The following week, on the 25th, we'll be back here. Our speaker will be Nina Corder from the Women of Toledo, and her topic is Everyone Welcome at the Table. After this meeting, we have a program committee meeting downstairs. On your way out toward the parking garage, it's the last room on your left. You can't miss it. Bob Tucker must be here somewhere. No? Chuck Mann will run the meeting. So follow Chuck down. He knows where he's going. Thanks again for our guests. Gloria, thanks Randy for your talk. Tamara, welcome. And thanks for all the participants. Cindy, Murph, Butch, and who else helped us out? I guess that's it. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.